Every mainstream rap album features the same artists. Why is that? I was thinking back for this video and I instantly realized something interesting. The features of your average rap album used to be something special, as there could be literally anyone on it, and you wouldn't know what to expect when you saw the track list. It was like, hey everybody, here's my album. Half of it features this literal nobody, but he's talented as hell and it's really good. Now, you just don't get that too often. Wow man, your album has Young Thug, Future, and Travis Scott on it? I'm impressed. Question though, which one of these albums is yours? So the obvious question is to ask what happened. What changed in rap that made this lazy trend so common? Well, originally it was something that everybody loved. Let's go back to the 2017-2018 era, when all of these rappers like Travis Scott, Future, and 21 Savage were all blowing up and becoming mainstream artists. We started to get this concept that I'll just call the Rap Avengers. Whenever they weren't working on their own projects, they would be everywhere doing features. The grind did not stop. Travis Scott and Future in particular didn't take a second to breathe in the late 2010s. All of these guys would be dropping features everywhere they could. Hell, sometimes they would go back to back on albums, multiple features on multiple albums, and joining forces with the other titans of rap. These features were absurd, but at the time, this was all cool, and why wouldn't it be? All these dudes were in their prime, these songs were good, and they usually did exceptionally well, so why not keep pumping them out? It's what people want. Well, let's enter the era of oversaturation.
Everybody wanna be a superstar, get a lot of money, drive fancy cars.
I made a list of 5 artists. I took Travis Scott, Future, Young Thug, 21 Savage, and Lil Baby. I went looking for any song I could find with any 2 of those artists on it. It could be any combo, it just had to be 2 of them on one song. And here's the playlist I made from it. Now, keen viewers may notice some things with this list. 1, it's 50 songs long, Jesus Christ. And 2, this is my favorite, it's only made up of songs released after 2020. Yes, I am leaving out essentially a full half of this list, with some of the biggest songs ever on it, by the way. I only decided to count this decade of it, and we still got an absurd amount of collabs. It's no wonder why people got sick of this. The 2020s have quickly become an era of oversaturation and declining quality in mainstream rap. Everything has gotten way too safe and samey, and from that, the criticism of modern rap has never been higher. It's like most of these guys got stuck in some sort of time loop. The music has changed and evolved, but the artists themselves really haven't. And I know that's a point you can use to critique the genre as a whole, but to boil it down, if Travis Scott sounds the same on Future's album, the same on Drake's album, the same on Playboi Carti's album, and the same on his own album, then Travis Scott is no longer a unique musical genius. He's the equivalent of a McChicken. Reliable, good enough, but not special. The term fast food rap comes up a lot for good reason. Most of the big players in this genre just stopped trying, really for no reason other than making songs for rap caviar. Throw everything at the wall and see what might blow up. It doesn't matter how tired and played out the collab is, just keep making music with the same people. That, my friends, is the key to growth. And I'm not saying big artists need to stop making music together and just all go into hiding like Frank Ocean or something. No, there was a time where hearing 21 Savage on a Drake song was cool and a breath of fresh air. But then it just kept happening. The air was getting polluted, you know? And I want to stress that this isn't just an isolated problem. It's not just a few artists. This problem has been spread all throughout rap. The whole video I've been focusing on these dudes because they are the biggest players, but it has trickled down to a lot of the people underneath them. You don't see many rappers venturing out of their preferred niches anymore. If you don't know somebody or have the money to just buy a verse from a popular artist who's on everybody's album, then you got nothing. And that is honestly proven to be way better at times than having the entire industry on your album. My favorite example of how things used to be is of course Ye. This man would make entire careers out of a feature on his album, and while this isn't an exact example of that, it's still a really notable one. The time when he took Frank Ocean, who had only made one mixtape and was still just some guy on Tumblr, and had him be the intro to Watch the Throne, one of the most hyped albums ever, a move that I think people would be terrified to do now. Somehow, he went from that to making 4 albums in a row where Cardi essentially gives him a hit. I know that's not completely true, but a lot of Kanye's highlights in the last 5 years has just been the music he made with Cardi. And then you have the even worse problem that's going on, artists who are being pushed onto as many tracks as possible by their labels, aka literal mandated features by the industry, these ones you can't even use plausible deniability on. No, these labels are overcapitalizing on a new artist and trying to astroturf them into relevance. Technically have a video about that, but features are the primary way they go about doing that, since you can throw the upcoming artist on a song with someone that's already way bigger and have them grow through it. That way it's supposed to look natural, but it never does because, labels kind of suck. But anyway, so where do we go from here? Well, I don't know. I see this as something that could go either 2 ways. Either A, the big players just keep on trucking and inevitably let their fall off consume them because they won't make any changes to their sound or take a risk. Or B, we start seeing meaningful pushback and we finally start to move away from this practice. I'd say we have a 50-50 shot on these happening, but of course option B is the one I'm more in support of. Not only is it better for rap, but it would also show that artists still listen to their fans, which probably isn't true, but I like to imagine that they do. It's also something that is already starting to bubble up a bit. The entire reason for this video's existence is seeing the criticism of mandated features become more common. And while we're wrapping everything up, I want to stress that the problem isn't Future making songs with Young Thug or Travis Scott making songs with 21 Savage. If a song is good, I don't care who made it or how many songs they've already made together. The problem I'm trying to point out in this video is how predictable it's become. Travis Scott can collab with whoever he wants to, and he chooses to make it these same people on the same albums that come out every damn year. That is so unnecessary. But yeah, I hope this gets better. Low-key spoilers for my year-end video, but I feel like the underground scene, even though I keep up with very little of it, is so interesting and a beacon of hope kinda, because those guys are always showcasing new ideas. They also kind of stick to their predetermined clicks as well, but at least over there, you're hearing something fresh. Mainstream rap collabs really are starting to sound like leftovers from another collab they made previously. That's going to be it for this one, everyone. Let me know, how do y'all feel about this phenomenon? I personally kind of hate it, but I feel like a lot of people have different thoughts on it. I don't know, maybe you don't mind it, maybe you really actually like it and want it to keep going. Let me know in the comments, as well as like, sub, follow the socials. Next video is going to be a longer kind of retrospective, so look forward to that. Those are some of my favorites to make, but yeah, stay clouded everyone. Take care.